So, I've seen a lot of people nostalgic for Wings of Liberty. A lot of people say this was the best version of the game. And just looking back over a decade of StarCraft 2, I present to you, we found a 1080p version, though it is in 3 parts, of the 2011 Blizzcon Grand Finals, hosted and casted by Day 9 and his twin brother, JP. No relation. It is Game 7. They fought each other to a standstill at this point. This entire game is actually over 40 minutes long, which it means about an hour in Wings of Liberty time. On Shakuras Plateau, one of the most memorable games of StarCraft 2 history. He was dominated in the winners bracket final. Oh, we're whispering. We're whispering. I can't actually. I've had to turn up because the long-lost recordings. Just finding a 1080p version is a miracle from the ancient archives of StarCraft 2 history. As you can see, the observer interface, which was just the replay interface with a couple nameplates at the top. Remember, we start with 6 workers. And this is a 4-player map. Though you couldn't spawn in vertical locations, you can spawn in horizontal locations. That is part of... that will be very relevant as time goes on. This was one of the more popular maps of Wings of Liberty, just because you could actually take like a natural and a third base without it being ridiculous, though the multiple base options... Alright, well I guess... The multiple base options end up really making things difficult as time goes on. Have we gone over this game before? I'm having the strangest sense of deja vu. No? You might have watched it back in the day. And also, of Wings of Liberty games, this is the Wings of Liberty game. I would say this and MMA versus DRG in the, is it GSL Finals? I forget. It's either GSL or Blizzard Cup Finals, something like that. And then there's a few individual games. There's like, what is it? Kiwi Kaki versus, I want to say Stefano is another. I'm glad we got the player cams. This was like the genesis of player cams in the game. Here we can see, shrouded in darkness, MVP and Nestea battling it out down here. I like how they have like headsets with microphones as well. That's just the ones they... What? Oh yeah, the good old days where you just kind of slap a bunker down whenever you want. Which has... And now in Legacy of the Void, what you do is the same thing. So things have not really progressed particularly much on that front. Going to fall back. Sean, he will be opening up with the reactor Hellion here. So all right, he brought 2 SCVs. But look how many drones he actually just forced for Nestea. He has a total of 6 out on the map right now. Drone? JP, those are Zerglings. Okay, that I will forgive every caster that. I'll even forgive Tasteless for calling every player by their race, because I realize now when you cast Brood War, it's actually quite difficult to tell which player's who, like the nameplates are not obvious or anything. So in Brood War, it makes a lot of sense to me to be like Terran, Protoss, because it can be a struggle. But it's like the Terran, oh, he's making so many Phoenixes right now, when you mean, I don't know, Vikings to deal with the Phoenixes. That, alright.
Has to do that. He doesn't really have that much of an idea of what his opponent's doing. He's only just found this gas geyser. He has no information in the slightest, and when these Hellions pop out, they're going to be able to do some massive damage to these Zerglings. Nestea's hoping to run along this south.
That's just like 12 slow lanes.
And that would be his hope of getting that lead back early.
No damage health bars? Okay. Enjoy your pixels. Okay? That's what we're doing. We're enjoying our pixels. This is the best quality Wings of Liberty match we're going to get. You can't play Wings of Liberty replays anymore. Not without jumping through a whole bunch of hoops. I don't know if it's even possible. I've tried, but on the current version of the game, they're just unsupported, so... gotta try
Oh
to
my
get a smile,
God.
but I'm not sure if
Action
MVP is
cam.
going to allow it. Here comes the 2 more
Well.
Hellions, a lot of the Lings dying there. And that attack has been foiled from Nestea.
And look at
Well,
this,
that
triple
attack was
command
never
center
going to do
play from
anything
MVP.
because there's
He is going for the
a wall
long-term
off at the
macro
ramp.
game again.
Not that he could
Impossible
necessarily
to
know that.
predict anything out of MVP's play, doing a huge
What is that
variety
scan?
of styles.
What are you scanning? His Hellions are more than halfway. He's scanning for tech, I guess. But
Not that much gas
just
stockpile,
random
but you see,
scans.
the second and third and fourth
He's also
reactor
checking for
finished
gas
there,
at the
so
net
maybe, of course,
to
maybe
see
the drone's
how
over,
much
but
tech could be coming out. Like
look
the
at
biggest
the
danger
last
here
game right now, he
is
does
going to
have
be
these
Mutas.
six
Ah, yes.
Hellions
So
right now
we've
outside
evolved
the ramp,
past
but
random
it's
blue
gonna be very
flame
hard for him to
Hellions
push in.
into actually making.
MVP
I
again,
think this
he's
is
hardly
past
even
when we
looking
learned
for an
to Marine
opportunity to
split.
attack. He is looking for
From
an
Marine
opportunity
King.
to slowly
Like,
stockpile a lot
this
of
is
tanks, a lot
after
of
about a
momentum.
year or
He's
so,
just now
people
getting
started
started.
realizing,
He'll be building a
oh,
bunker, he'll be
Marines
getting an
can
engineering
can
base
counter
for those
banelings.
upgrades.
You don't just have
MVP
to
is
sit
playing
there in a
for the
blob and stutter
long-term,
step a few times. You can
gigantic
actually
mid-game push.
split the
And how will
Marines.
Nestea answer? Will he go for that usual spire?
And
It looks like he's getting
Zergs
to
have
do so.
never forgiven Terrans for that. That's certainly one of the. Is he hardwalling with a head? Why not? Why not?
Right now at the natural, now that
And a spire, mutiling baneling.
melee attacks have been started.
Scan to the. Wow, they're doing so much damage.
Oh, 9 HP. Does not lose it.
Did
but it
they-
is very, very low.
It feels
And of
like
course,
that'd do a
because it's
lot of
Nestea,
damage to that
still had
queen.
way
I
more
don't-
hit points than it had energy.
Hmm.
Because Nestea literally never misses a larva inject, and this is quite an uncharacteristic move from Nestea. Getting an Overseer to just try to figure out what the heck.
NG Bay on the
is
way.
doing.
Siege
That is
tank.
a
Does he
real
have siege
sign that
mode?
Nestea is feeling
I don't
quite
believe he
rattled
does
this
quite
time.
yet.
Spire about halfway complete for Nestea, but he's
There are no
still
Widow
trapped
Mines,
on these two bases
no
simply because
Liberators.
there's 6 Hellions outside. We see one Link come out
The
and check to see if
anti-air
they're still
for
there.
Terran is
And of course,
Marines,
take it out.
Vikings, Thors,
This one command center is going to skyrocket
Ghosts,
the economy for MVP. If we actually come look
and
at the work Nestea has
battle
hardly been able to
cruisers.
maintain much of a lead. He has 45
That's
workers
the-
to
that's the end of the
44.
list.
As always, you will have far more workers in the Zerg camp than in any of the opposing teams. So we do see the siege tanks getting
Baneling
upgrade
speed did
stages
not
now.
give the
Shut
5
down
extra
shield will
HP
follow
to
shortly.
Banelings. It does today either.
Must make
So,
sure
I mean,
he doesn't do
Baneling
much
speed's still
damage
very
from
important.
Blizzcon.
But
Really wondering right now when Nestea is gonna
that
finish
that
out
is
this
a pretty huge
fight.
upgrade in
He is
Legacy of the Void that's essentially
should be
irrelevant
finishing here.
for that
Spy
purpose.
Caller going down on the low ground.
What is this?
Will it be
Ah,
able
yes.
to- it looks like it will burrow, but it's going to be very low HP.
This
Wow,
is
it looks
happening.
like MVP might just sit here and wail away on
Get
the
outta
Spy Caller
here.
low, instead opting to take no damage, and now there's the time.
The
For
forward
MVP.
spine leads the charge. Oh my
Have to
god.
deal with this runaround tactic by MVP. More barracks are going.
I
up,
am
siege
pretty
tanks are up,
sure
and
that
there
it's
are
like
no
day
bunkers
9
in the front.
observing
Ooh, MVP
right
getting a
now.
little bit
Like
risky
they don't
here.
have.
A
This was
single
before we
missile turret
learned
going up in the
dedicated
back.
observers
Production,
to
we see
control the
only one
camera,
missile turret is incoming.
which
And here
tournaments
come the Mutas,
have.
and oh,
Smaller
MVP might
scale
be caught a little bit
production.
off guard.
Me
Nestea
does not,
moves
but
in. He would be able to deny that turret, and here he goes. Will he get in time? No!
oh my god,
Oh, and
he
finish
did
it.
not target the
Nestea
SCV.
has to fall back. That is too little Mutas to really deal with that at that
But
point in
yeah,
time. So
this
he
is
will
clearly
use those to
it's
go
clearly
clean up
someone
his
who
points
plays
outside
the
of base.
game at least a bit
ST is not
observing
down
right
and
now.
out, but MVP
While
is
they're
looking
trying,
to
I'm
slowly
pretty
be
sure it's still day
increasingly
9.
dominating
If it's
position.
not, then
Now the Hellions
we
are
still
finally
haven't
getting
learned
pushed back, but look at this
how
great move
not
by
to make it
MVP.
look like a Michael
Down
Bay
there to
movie.
third base, but Nestea's a little bit too good for
It's
that.
an active effort. It's a
Wins that
trained
early in
skill.
that
I think I've gotten pretty okay at it,
And
but if
will
I'm not
MVP
paying
push
close
out?
attention,
Tell you when your average
I
player will
definitely
move
fall
out,
back
but
to the like jumping the
MVP is
camera
anything
around and like
but
swinging
bad.
it back and forth and
Ordinary
stuff.
players
That
will
just
start
does
moving
not. Oh
forward
my god, he contaminated
He
a command
just-
center.
because he could.
It just
you know?
does not make it
I mean,
easy
that's
to
smart.
follow.
Use everything.
It's a little better now because we have higher quality stuff, but back in Wings of
Not
Liberty,
gonna
ugh.
do much 'cause the missile turret and those Marines
This is the
plus one upgrades will
2011
chase them off.
BlizzCon
Now, Nestea
Finals
actually
here.
really hasn't done too much with those units,
Game 7,
and he really needs to
which
start
is
to
not
produce
anywhere
more.
on the screen
He's going against too
actually
far ahead right now.
because we didn't have the
Economically,
technology
taking
yet.
the third and fourth
I
pick,
don't-
he's a little bit worried about it, Sean.
And this is what makes Nestea such a difficult player in the late game. Look at how early he's planting these geysers down, so that way he can begin getting that gas income as quickly as he can. JP, this is the last match. Both players are at match points. Whoever wins this will be the champion and get $50,000.
We lost both
Whoever
player
loses
cams?
will get $25,000.
Yeah, that is weird. What?
And both players are playing very, very kind of passive.
No, it's getting too
Very
intense.
careful.
All right, you got to
See,
focus on the
Nestea
game.
has found an entry point.
Looks like a couple of Mutas getting caught off guard. He loses one for free.
And
we see MVP.
a few Marines. That's not nearly enough Marines to counter that.
No damage from any harassment. Another factory about to finish up. There's another stim.
The Mutas are just... There's so much airspace on the map as well.
Away. And these 4 Hellions are trying to find any opportunity they can to step into the fray. Thor's in production. Marines pouring out of all these barracks. But MVP has just... Wow,
right, there's just so much space for air units to fly around the entire base.
Really get that high up, so when he takes his 3rd base, he can get it up and operational right away. Nestea also skyrocketing with drones. 85 drones, 87
drones.
We'll likely turn those to
oh, the player cams are back. It's just like random.
Right now for MVP, he's still on 2 base. Nestea is taking
oh my god. Whoever's observing needs to calm down on selecting. You don't need to select every... It's not... We're not doing sign language.
There's the Overseer trying to find anything he can to contaminate, but instead he splits into a bunch of icky gack and falls to the ground right where the orbital command's going to lay down.
15 minutes in starting baneling speed. But remember, it's StarCraft time, which is about 30... It's like 40% faster than real time. This is a legacy from Brood War, where normal speed was 1 second to 1 second, and the Koreans were like, no way we're doing that. And they played on fastest or faster speed, which is about 40% faster than real time. And this carried over into StarCraft 2. It was only with the Legacy of the Void where we turned 1 second into 1 second. And that's why, because that's why some of the upgrades and other things have such odd numbers as their timing. Like, for example, a Spire, a Hive, Zergling speed are all 71 seconds, which used to be the nice round number of 100 seconds in StarCraft time. But when you convert it down, it becomes 71. And that's, if you're wondering why there seem to be such kind of random timings for stuff, which I don't know if that's a common thing to wonder, but that is why. Because it's still the same amount of time, it's just essentially a different metric. That's a lot of Mutas. That's a lot of Mutas. So all we've seen for the start of this game was a mediocre bunker push, a few Hellions dancing around, and then Mutas making things very difficult, but also finding very little damage.
We're going to be seeing Broodlords, or you think we're going to be seeing Ultralisk?
I definitely think it will be the Brood War play. 100
the Brood War play?
Right
oh my god. The Spine Forest.
He's just going to go ahead and build himself a lot of spine crawlers.
76 Marine.
Wow, actually,
are we getting hyped for spine crawlers? I'll get hyped for... Yeah, let's go! Spine crawlers. We're going to the late game.
Whenever he wants, Sean.
Mules, who needs them, right? Let's just get 100 drones. It's no big deal.
That's
I'll
the Zerg answer, I guess.
Here, I can put some spine crawlers down here, and
so it still takes 100 seconds. It takes 100 seconds in StarCraft time, which is faster than real time. It's 71 seconds in regular seconds, like regular time units. It's just we didn't use to measure in that because of Brood War carryovers. Caster's getting hyped. Did you not see the crowd at the beginning? Oh my god, Zerglings. Thors do terrible, terrible damage.
This planetary fortress is nearing completion, and both players, I mean, come to the units lost tab. There's actually not...
It's not relevant. It's just one of those, like, fun changes. It's completely irrelevant. It does not affect how the game plays out at all. Nothing was actually changed besides just the number conversion, which makes it sound complicated, but it's still the same. Still takes the same amount of time for Aspire to finish as it did in 2010. He's just losing his armor. There was no direct... the Ghost Academy. An interesting choice. I don't really hear. Remember, I turned up the volume for you guys. I can barely hear anything because... for some reason, recordings, you either could have great quality pixels or audio. Those were the two choices. But not both back in the day.
Okay, we have one of these. Okay, let's see what he does. Well, let's go ahead and expand.
All right, more bases. We're getting to the end. Yes.
There it is.
I don't know if I'd cheer Broodlords today.
Yeah. But
you know what? I'd cheer anything. Okay, alright. Before we go to the next video...
tied 1-1.
Few people there. Oh, so that wraps up part 1. So far, the game hasn't started yet. We're not there yet. Oh wait, part 2 out of 3. Here we are.
He knows that the hive is up. He knows
But
where the Mutalists
we're back.
are there at the far back side of the map. So suddenly MVP is going to spring into action with some incredible drop play. What
Incredible drop.
The middle, they are slow. The Mutalists caught at the wrong side of the map.
All right, the Mutas are on the wrong side. And this
Taking on that extractor. Will he lose any more drones to this? The Mutas are trying to make their
and another drop to the north.
Rolling in, Sean.
Those Banes not kill Marines? They did, but every time a Baneling attacks, it dies, so... Oh, beautiful fungal! No dodging that one. But once again, another case of... well, I made those very uncomfortable. Look at the banks right now. Oh my. A Viking... Does he not have any corruptors? Oh my god. Oh god, the observing. They died. Or whoever's controlling... Oh my god. Jeez. Really feeling the hectic nature of the game. Whew.
He's going to deny this orbital command as it does fall.
Okay. Alright.
Nestea, another drop incoming from
some ghosts on the way. So, technically today they have steady targeting, not snipe. Back in the day, they had snipe, which was, I think it was about 50 damage a hit, and it cost 25 energy. So, here you go. And it could not be interrupted.
Breaking through the Broodlord count. He's picking off the ones in the back, and he cuts them down.
This was actually one of the first times ghosts were used en masse. This game. And we were never the same. Things have changed so much today. Now you build a lot less ghosts, but they do way more damage.
So what do you do about Broodlords? And he's like, what do you mean?
And it appears the counter to the ghosts will remain the same, which is build a bunch of banelings and pray.
I don't want to spoil it, but I am trying to find it. Where on earth is it?
Can't you click on it on the production tab, or was that only added with later observer interface? Just click the thing! Day 9! Okay, so it is day 9 observing. Just click the thing on the production tab!
Right here.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it worked.
Oh my gosh, I actually really hated Where's Waldo as a kid too.
Yeah, man, that book was hard.
That book was impossible. That's the first time I ever.
Do they know about rapid fire? We actually had a debate about rapid fire. It was also used for infested Terrans. There was a time. There were a few tournaments that banned it. Like they banned the ability to rebind it. But because what people would do, were using for infested Terrans was the scroll wheel. They were using scroll wheel to pop them all out. And for a time it was debated of like whether that was cheating. But eventually we landed on it's technically only doing one action per click. It's just clicking so fast. But it's not anybody on any keyboard or mouse can do it. Is what it comes down to. It's not an extra program, it's not like a macro. It is just using the repeat rate of the keyboard and the ridiculous strength of the StarCraft engine. But so it became accepted as just like one of the tactics to use for things. But for this is the start, pretty much. Like this series and the next year or two are a debate about whether it's cheating or not to do that with like infested Terrans and snipes, and morphing banelings is another one. Like, I guess morphing banelings not so much because it's not an activatable ability. It's just holding down the building key, and that's actually one of. Oh my God, Nidus.
You know, I'm just gonna leave the screen here for a little bit.
How many? You think 5 seconds? It's done. It's done. Okay.
Wow.
That's a lot of stuff, Sean, and looks like he's actually got a plan.
Can you explain why they got rid of infested Terrans? Auto turrets are still in the game. Auto turrets are way worse in many ways than they once were. Infested Terrans just made it so infestors were kind of your one-size-fits-all spellcaster, which definitely doesn't have a parallel for any other races. Oh my. So that's going to be about 100 banelings here.
Oh my.
Okay,
the infested Terrans were...
He's passing the 100 mark, man. This is what I was talking about. That's
oh my god, you can land on that high ground. 112 banelings.
3 upgrades, too. That is so...
Auto turrets can only have so much DPS per square foot. That's actually not a bad way to describe it. Yeah, you can put siege tanks on those high ground. That was just a regular Thor. The actual model of the Thor was larger in Wings of Liberty. If you go back and play Wings of Liberty, like in a custom game, which you can set as a mode, Thors are larger. At some point, the Thor model was slimmed down by a bit, which is what I think the Ultra should have, in order to just, like, not be horrible to use. Oh my god.
Whatever banelings he has to take it out. Oh, and he connects. You can throw him away when you have that many, Sean.
I mean, MVP continuing to build orbital commands in the middle.
Yeah, that's just a regular-sized Thor in Wings of Liberty.
But he has found a Thor up on the high ground.
Oh no, he's gonna lose. Oh no!
I'm not sure losing one medevac of Marines is the end of the world right now.
And it looks like, a little bit of glitching on that one medevac, and an MVP's Marines still so strong, able to rip apart
what am I watching?
With ease.
Marines, man.
Ah, yes, the counter.
Uh-oh.
So Nestea has 12,000 minerals and 3,600 gas.
Marines, no thank you.
What an army. He's building 4
right
Ultras to complement his 100 Baneling army.
He get a repair? Oh, and he does
get the repair down. Nice. Now this is going to be a
oh my god, the fungal combo. Nope. Stop right there.
And he'll be able to pick those off one at a time, or kill one, and then he's going to die one at a time. 5 Ultralists in production.
He already upgraded chitinous plating, I'm pretty sure. Forget how good chitinous plating was. I know in general, nothing saves you from... There are 18 ghosts right now. 18 ghosts. I do declare. Is that pneumatized carapace? Is that Overlord drops? Once you upgrade it for 200 after lair, every Overlord is a dropper lord. Well, that isn't nearly as good as it sounds, but it can make for some very dramatic moments.
We call that whittling.
Uh-oh, Nestea.
All right, well, we're going to need a few more banelings here, I think.
Yeah, let's just get out of here.
Yeah. How many banelings is he at right now? He's down
currently
to
has 79 banelings. It looks like he lost about 40 in the course of just dealing with these
Is he just now? He got Mobius Reactor, or whatever. I forget. Was that what it was called? Mobius Reactor?
That is,
he got the Ghost starting energy upgrade. Are there even any... Corvid Reactor. I'm trying to think. There used to be Kadarin Amulet. I'm trying to think of any other starting energy upgrade. Oh. All right. Stop right there. Got him.
You know, part of me is expecting Nestea to start trying to build wonders to end the game.
I know, man.
Honestly, at this point, wonders would probably be a better way to end the game. He hasn't built a single Broodlord. That's how you're supposed to play.
When is Nestea going to decide to move in? Oh, there's a nuke building.
Oh, it's a nuclear missile.
Gotta love those.
Yeah. Wonder if those are going to become... Actually, in Legacy of the Void, if you haven't seen that Scarlet versus Maru match where Maru launches 120, there was like 2 years where mass nuke was the meta, which really burned me out on the whole thing, to be honest, since 98% of them hit like 2 creep tumors and an extractor, like...
Now, you know, I really think that what MVP is trying to do...
It was like the Terran equivalent of Banelings. It costs money to fire, and usually doesn't pay for itself. But when it does, it really does.
Has managed to make one of these vulnerable, and it looks like there's a big fungal growth. Can he possibly pick them out in time? And there's another fungal, and no, it is not enough.
does lose
Maybe
the
he
hatch
should
right now.
attack move his
SC
infested
is
Terrans instead.
Not
Okay.
really sure when he wants to attack. I
He
mean,
lost
there's
his
so many
spawning
ghosts
pool,
out
I
there
think.
for
Or he's just
MVP.
rebuilding it,
He's
whatever.
just
It's a spawning
relentless
pool.
with
He
these
has the
drops.
money.
Uh-oh, Sean,
Build
here
4
comes the
spawning
ghost.
pools.
Oh,
We might be seeing the nuke happening pretty soon.
Dun 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 dun. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh. Oh, here's the nuke.
So, 35 minutes in, the game gets interesting. We're now gonna drop 100 supply of Zerg while a nuke goes off. Oh my god. It's gonna land. Back when Solar was but a twinkle in his father's eye. No, he was like tier 2 pro.
Caught off guard, and look at the ghost count. 18 ghosts on the field right now. He's leaving a lot of them still loaded up, but zero mining expansions.
Okay, look at the banks. 15k, 7k versus 3k, 5k. I wonder if the... Alright, the drops. Oh my god.
Oh, he's sniping the Overlord, Sean.
I don't believe it. An incredible final match, and he manages to clean it up.
And now Nestea is like super supply blocked. He's at like 140 over 110. Oh my god, he's at 124 over 115, and it's getting worse. He lost a few thousand on top of whatever's inside of him. Like, there's still banelings in there. Like,
The dropping continues from MVP.
the drops also killed all the bases that were mining. Not that, like, most of them are out of mineral. Oh my god, he got supply blocked because he lost all his goddamn dropper lures.
Right now, it's looking like he will. I mean, I'm not sure if
That was the most efficient way to lose an entire army. That was very well done by Nestea to maximize the inefficiency.
For the Terran player MVP.
MVP being slow and
I can't, like, it's at this point, in, like, 12 years later, 11 years later, I wonder, did he just not want to go Broodlords? Does he just hate Broodlords that much? Because Broodlord Infestor. The Infestor to hold the Ghosts down so they don't snipe all the Broods. So same thing as today. Except Fungal's way better. And then Broodlords, which had... By the way, Broodlords had more range. I believe 12 or 13 as opposed to 10. So Broodlords far outrange everything but Vikings. So... that is why it was such a painful unit count. Yeah, Nestea now accepting Broodlords, but he's lost so much gas. Why do you send all the Overlords? This isn't a campaign mission. Maybe it is. Maybe we're just trying to replicate. Another round of Overlords, sir. That's a lot of Zerg. You gotta go Nova.
Taking a lot of damage, and at that expansion, looks like the nuke successfully lands again. Another nuke targeting and does successfully land as well.
Artifacts fully charged.
I can burrow. I can detect. I just need a burrow. I just need a few more seconds to detect. There he is. Oh, no.
Okay, he's gonna right-click the hatch. I'm not sure a 300 mineral hatch is making all the difference here, but you gotta hype it up. Alright, like... You know what's making the difference is Nestea now has 1,000 gas in the bank and he's supply blocked. He's building 18 Broodlords, by the way. Sweet.
Whoa, 18 Broodlords popping there, all the way up
Yeah.
to 20. That...
I mean, how has it changed? How has the ideal Zerg versus Terran unit comp changed? Dark is like, I don't know. This what year is this? 2023? Because I'm doing this strat all next year. Dark is like, not even 30? What a casual. Yeah, get those ultras out of there. 4 or 5 more broods. Let's go. These are actually some pretty smart nukes, especially considering his money.
Relentless with these nukes, and he does not get it in time.
Well,
my God. Does he have any corruptors left?
27 Broodlords here for Nestea.
He has 3 corruptors. Like,
14 Vikings and
14
18
Vikings,
Ghosts.
I do not know if there's any way.
you don't think
MVP
he's gonna
can
have
kill off this
corruptors?
army quickly enough.
Nestea?
Nestea still has so
There's
much
these
money
3
to rally,
corruptors.
and there Nestea now sees
What?
front line of
What?
MVP now knows what he's
What?
up against.
What
The unit
are
count
you
is
doing?
ridiculous, and I think Nestea's realizing he may have overproduced.
Yeah, well, and in part 3, we're gonna find out whether or not those Broodlords can win the game.
Give him out some cloak. Now stepping forward, we see the Infestor starting to work forward. Snipes galore.
EMP.
Broodlords continuing to rip through absolutely everything. The food
Sniping every single Broodlord.
My
Has
goodness.
SCP done it, Sean?
MVP.
Ah, yes.
In the Winterstarcraft
Good to see
Finals now has just forced a
that
41-minute
the more
game with
things
nukes.
change, the more they stay the same.
MVP wins Blizzcon 2011.
MVP. I don't believe it.
Coming back from the losers bracket, Sean.
With a stunning finish. Nukes. Ghosts. Your champion, ladies and gentlemen. IM's MVP.
Wait, where's he going?
BlizzCon 2011.
Isn't the stage the other way?
Crowd is going nuts.
Huh.
A phenomenal final game. 43 minutes long.
What? Where's he going?
Looks like we're trying
You
to
put him in
follow
front of the
this
stage,
back.
not the behind the stage.
What
He's
is
like, no,
insane?
no, that was embarrassing for my teammate. We gotta give it a moment.
I cannot believe there could not
What?
be a more
Where is he
perfect
going? No,
finals.
go to the
JP,
front.
MVP coming
What the
from
hell?
lower bracket. MVP having been
What?
defeated in the GSL finals the night before, being
Yes,
one
they're
game
both
away
on
from
Team IM.
elimination
Incredible
through the entire
miracle.
last set.
So,
Pulling
at least
most
the team.
incredible TVZ win I have seen.
What?
I'm speechless, man. That was just
Yeah, they're gonna bring him out,
finish
right?
There. I mean, all those Broodlords basically
What?
sacrificed.
What? We
To
did
the
not know how to
ghosts.
do tournament wins. He
And
just won the damn.
won
Like, how do you not know how to do
BlizzCon,
tournament wins? You got 10 years of
27
Brood War.
Broodlords, nothing left
What?
for
He just
MVP
walks
to
off
do
the
but
stage and then it
celebrate.
ends? What is
What a
this?
stunning way to end the tournament. 18 Ghosts, 14 Vikings versus 27 Broodlords.
He just
Every
leaves. He
single
just
nuke
fucked right
MVP
off.
Planted hit. All those little drops slowly.
No,
making
that's not how you do it.
in Nestea's
Hey, oh my
front.
God.
Nestea, when he had that 15,000
I'm
minute
looking
count,
like
that
I'm
6,000
scrolling
best
through.
gas
No.
count, I thought that there was
No MVP.
yet. Braddock, Chef, and Naniwa. 3 players of 3 different
Okay,
races.
that's how the bracket went. At some point, maybe, like... Oh, here we are.
The final set to the 45-minute mark.
What? They never... They don't... Oh my god, what an anticlimactic ending. He literally left. Now here's the thing that gets me, is he wins, like right here, this moment, he wins. He goes outside, you can see them in the main stage. Like he could just go to the right.
The losers bracket, Sean.
With us,
But,
Sean.
and he actually, when he looks out, he's like, I go out there, and then somebody's like, no, come with us. He like looks and somebody said something to him. And he's like, all right, okay. What the hell? I don't remember this. Wow. What a terrible end. I mean, also the ceremony. So yeah.
Where's the sniper? Oh, make
Oh my god. No detection.
Sniping every single Broodlord. Has SCP done it, Sean?
MVP crushed in the winners bracket finals now has just forced a 41-minute game with nukes, snipes, and
GG! MVP wins BlizzCon 2011.
MVP. I don't
Wow.
believe it.
Coming back from the
Yeah,
losers
he's out of
bracket,
water.
Sean.
With
They
a
didn't even take the
stunning
labels
finish,
off the water.
Nukes, Ghosts, your champion, ladies and gentlemen.
Day 9's looking... I bet Day 9 was expecting him to come out and be like, at least like fist pump or something. I'm so confused.
2011, the
I know.
crowd is going nuts.
Huh.
A phenomenal final game. 43
And then,
minutes long.
I like how we have the behind the scenes. If this is like WWE, he'd like go around and then he'd come back around and then he'd like bring a trophy out. But apparently that doesn't happen. Apparently it just kind of ends.
Going all the way to the final set, to the 45-minute mark.
Everybody's just
Winning by the
leaving.
skin of his teeth, but winning nonetheless.
Yeah, MVP coming back and winning BlizzCon 2011. It does not get better than that, Sean, in a final situation.
Okay, like, no handshake. And that's how it ends. It's over. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this trip down memory lane. Wings of Liberty, quite a different time, but also very much the same.
This is an alert.
Thank you.
Backstage greater than front stage.
I hope I made your nostalgic day a little bit better. Stay tuned.